Alycats and viewers. So today is part 1 of my April 2016 favorites. If you don't know what favorites are, that's basically where I just mention everything I loved in entertainment the past month, which I do split this up into 2 parts because usually I have way too many favorites because I'm a very indecisive person. So, let's just get started before I embarrass myself, and I will embarrass myself in this video sometime, I promise you. Okay, let's get started with the movies because I've basically just been watching movies this month, and it's kind of ridiculous how many I have picked out for just like the past 2-3 weeks, so yay for having no life. The first movie up is called Any Day Now. Any Day Now stars Alan Cumming, and Any Day Now is about the story of a gay couple who take in their neighbor's son who has Down syndrome because she's a junkie and she gets arrested, and he obviously needs the guardians, and it tells their story of how they fall in love with this boy and how they become his parents, and it's just so beautiful. I did not expect this movie to break me. It is devastating, okay? If you're already depressed or you don't want to be depressed, don't watch this movie, but if you want to see a very beautiful, moving film about family and love, definitely check it out, but seriously, I wasn't expecting it to be sad. The next film is The Danish Girl, and I was worried about this film because I was so excited to watch it because, of course, it stars Eddie Redmayne and Alyssa Vikander, which I'm a huge fan of both of those actors. And the story really intrigued me. It's based on a true story of Einar Wegner and his wife Gerda, and Einar's the first person to have gender reassignment surgery. But I was worried about this film because there were a lot of mixed reviews. Some people said it was super boring, some people loved it, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I adored the film. I love the story of seeing Einar become Lily Elba, his true female self, and I adored Alyssa Vikander as Gerda. She stole every scene. She was the true lead in my opinion, and I know she won Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars, but in my opinion she was definitely a lead actress. But she was magnificent. She was just so crazy beautiful. It was stupid how beautiful she was. And I loved everybody in this film. I loved Amber Heard in her role. I totally wanted to be her best friend. She was just amazing. I loved Ben Whishaw in his role. He was so adorable. And of course, everyone's just fantastic. I adored the film and I highly recommend it. I can see where people would find it boring, but to me, it was just such a beautiful, interesting film. Moving on to the next film, it is Let the Right One In. Now, I have seen Let Me In before, and this totally blew it out the water. Let the Right One In is, the original film is Swedish, and it's about vampires, but it's phenomenal. It's the story of a young boy who, he's bullied constantly. He is always alone, basically, and one day he meets this girl in the courtyard of his apartment complex, and he doesn't know her, she hasn't been there before, and she's weird. She's really weird. But they become friends, and she's living with her dad, and at the beginning of the film you see her dad kill a man, slit his throat to get his blood, some school kids see the dead body, yada yada yada. So people are like, this family's weird, okay? And you find out sooner rather than later, this is not a spoiler, that the girl is a vampire. So this film basically just explores how she lives with her vampirism and her relationship with her father and the boy, and how they start to change each other and change how they see the world. It's just such a beautiful, dark film. It is very violent, very gruesome, and it does have language in it, of course. But it's so beautiful. If you can handle it, definitely watch it. And yes, it is subtitled because it is Swedish, but it's totally worth it. And if it doesn't bother you to read subtitles, definitely check out Let the Right One In. It's way better than Let Me In. Next up is The Final Girls. I had high hopes for this film because I adore Nina Dobrev. She's like my main girl crush. And it's also got Thaisa Farmiga, Adam Devine, Malin Ackerman, and Alexander Ludwig in it. And it was so much fun. Is it a masterpiece? No. If you're looking for a really good, fun slasher flick, definitely check out The Final Girls. It's very tongue-in-cheek, and basically the story is you follow the daughter of the film star of this movie called Camp Bloodbath, I think. It's Bloodbath, right? Follow the story of the daughter. The mother is killed in a car accident at the very beginning of the movie, and about 3 years later, it's the anniversary of her mother's death. They're showing Camp Bloodbath at a local theater. Her group of friends go to watch the movie, and a fire starts, and they suddenly find themselves actually thrust into the movie, and they have to survive. And it's so much fun. It totally knows all of the tropes and it plays against those. It's hilarious, it's action-packed, it's just fun. And like I said, it's not mind-blowing or anything, but if you're looking for a good time and you just want to watch a funny slasher flick, definitely check out The Final Girls. There's only a few more movies left, trust me, okay? I know, loser. Next up is The Hunting Ground, and this documentary is phenomenal, infuriating, and a must-watch. The Hunting Ground covers the topic of rape on college campuses and how these schools aren't reporting these rapes to the authorities, they're not taking them seriously, and it's heartbreaking. You see these victims and they're telling their stories and how no one at the school believed them or the school didn't take action, and it's just infuriating. And then you see some like news clips from some of the male students they interviewed, and it's disgusting, and it's kind of like, how can you people not take this seriously? But it's so well done. It's very informative, it's very powerful, and you definitely need to watch it. Next up, okay, don't kill me for just having seen this, but it's the original From Dusk Till Dawn. I loved it. It was so much fun. If you don't know what From Dusk Till Dawn is about the Gecko brothers, Seth and Richie. They have just robbed a bank in Abilene, Texas. They're trying to go to Mexico to go to El Rey. And El Rey is basically paradise, and they've got like $33 million. They take this family hostage, and the family is a pastor and his 2 kids. And they basically help the Gecko brothers go to Mexico. Their plan when they go to Mexico is to meet their cohort, Carlos, to do the money exchange. And they have to meet at this bar called, okay, you're gonna laugh at me and you're gonna be like, I can't believe you just said that, Alyssa, but the Titty Twister. They get to the Titty Twister and they soon discover that things are kind of crazy. This film stars George Clooney, which this is the only George Clooney film I've ever liked. I'm serious. It also stars Quentin Tarantino, it stars Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, Salma Hayek, and Cheech Marin in 3 roles. It's just so much fun. I adore Robert Rodriguez's films, and this is definitely a must-watch. I do have to say though, and please don't kill me for saying this, I prefer the TV show, which I know the TV show is created and produced by Robert Rodriguez, and the first season, like half the first season of the TV show correlates to the movie, and then it starts to divert. But I really do like the movie, I just prefer the TV show. But I still recommend watching the movie because you can never get enough culebras in your life. In the last film, hooray! I'm going to recommend these past few weeks is Hush. Now Hush is getting a lot of buzz lately. It just came out on Netflix not too long ago. It's the latest film by Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan directed Oculus, which I haven't seen because I'm a sissy baby who doesn't like to watch scary stuff about mirrors because it terrifies me for some reason. I can't stand the Bloody Mary legend. Anyway, back to the correct track here. Hush is about a woman who is deaf and mute. She lives out in the middle of nowhere, and one night she's stalked by this guy in a mask, and he's just playing with her. She has to figure out how to survive. She's disabled, but she's such a badass, and I love this film because they don't make her dumb. I really, really like that. She's very smart and resourceful. I like that the villain of the film is definitely evil and cold. He's not someone you sympathize with. You want him dead because he's just a terrible person. And it's just such a smart, thought-provoking thriller. Is it a masterpiece? No. But it's fun. So if you have nothing to do, definitely check out Hush on Netflix. Finally, we're moving on to TV, and you know, this first one's not even going to be a surprise to you guys. It's Outlander. Season 2 just came back on. Only the first episode has aired so far as of the time of filming, but it was good. I did think it was a little slow, but I understand they're setting up the rest of the season. It didn't have enough Jamie in it for me, but I mean, I'm a little bit obsessed, so but I mean, if you haven't watched Outlander yet, and you've been watching my videos, and you've heard me gush about the TV show and the books, just watch the TV show, please. It's amazing. It'll change your life. It'll blow your mind. You'll fall in love with Jamie unless you're a guy. Then you'll fall in love with Claire unless you fall in love with Jamie anyway. And then we can gush about how awesome and beautiful Jamie is. And the other TV show I have to mention is Bob's Burgers. I mentioned this because season 5 is now available to stream on Netflix. And Bob's Burgers is one of the only comedies I will watch, like comedies in general. It's so funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like stupid humor, and I don't care for stupid humor. And I love that there is actually like basically a storyline behind these episodes. It's not like a deep story or anything, but it's there. And I love the characters. The Belcher family is just amazing. Like, Tina is my freaking spirit animal. We both have a thing for butts, and we're both just strong, sensual women. Now, moving on to the game that has been taking up my time and attention lately, this is the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, but I've been playing Uncharted Drake's Fortune. It looks fantastic in HD on the PS4. I do have to say it is the weakest game in the trilogy, but I like it. It's a lot of fun to replay it. It's a lot of fun to see Nathan Drake in full HD gloriousness. And it's just a lot of fun to relive the storyline and to see the characters again, because I've really missed Sully and Elena and all the amazing other characters. All the music I love these past few weeks is in the description box down below, so check the songs out. Let me know what songs you've been digging lately, because I always love to get new recommendations and fall in love with new music. And lastly, the YouTube channel I've really enjoyed this month, and that channel is Chodecast. I know, you're like, you just said Chode, Alyssa. I don't care. Chodecast is Jordan from After Media, Eric from 8-Bit Eric, and Jay from the Game Chasers, and most of you know I adore all three of those guys. They're three of my favorite YouTube channels ever, and they're just amazing guys in general. On Chodecast, they basically talk about entertainment news, and they discuss it, they give their opinions. A lot of it's gaming, but some is related to movies and technology, stuff like that. They're very, very knowledgeable, and they're very funny, and they're just so personable. It's so much fun to watch. I don't watch a lot of podcasts just because I can't get into them, but I can definitely get into Chodecast, and it's not because I love all three of those guys to death. It's just, it's a very, very well done podcast, and it's very entertaining, and I highly recommend checking them out. And definitely check out all three of their channels as well, because they're amazing, okay? And I love them to death, and you should love them to death too. Because I said so. Peer pressure. That is it for my favorites. I know there was a crap ton of movies, but maybe you'll find something you really love and then you'll become obsessed with it and then you can thank me later. If you like this video, please leave a like. Let me know down below what you've been enjoying the past few weeks or months or years or your whole life. I would love to know. Favorites that your friends and family can see, share me if you want to, and don't forget to subscribe and join the Alycats because I'm pretty sure my channel's gonna get even more awesome. I'm pretty sure. Like, 50% sure. I'm gonna go. I love each and every one of you so, so much. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kisses.